Things Legal will be here till 10 o'clock. After 10 o'clock, stay tuned for Deke Bellavia. He's going to do flood program, Flood Central from Emit. He's right in the middle of it. From 10 to 2 o'clock, and then from 2 to 3, Dave Cohen will be in, talk more, any issues regarding the flood. And from 3 to 6 is, or starting at 3 o'clock, Christian Garrick at Saints Training Camp. So stay tuned for your information station. Man, the rate, times like this, especially when you're in the middle of a flood or a natural disaster, WWL is probably your best source of information.
No question.
Could you exchange it? So we've got some text. We got one text, Albert. Does flood insurance have a deductible? $1,000.
I think it's $1,000. Yeah.
For the structure
Mm-hmm.
and contents. Or uninsured losses tax deductible?
Yes, they are. Yeah, I mean, we're not CPAs. Check with your CPA, but yeah, I'm feeling
Yes.
pretty confident. Yes, they are.
And again, we've talked about this in the first hour. We're just going to go over it one more time.
Yeah, make sure the people that weren't listening in the first
Before
hour.
that the flood policy is a different deal than your homeowner's policy. It has different laws, has different rules, has different regulations, has different obligations. It has different everything. The flood policy is governed by FEMA, or National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, which is a division of FEMA. You don't have state law that applies. You have federal laws apply. The federal laws are written to protect FEMA and NFIP. There's no penalties. There's no.
Well, again, it in the government's defense, for the value of what you are insuring,
Right.
and for the high nature of the risk. This my house on Lake Pontchartrain is not within the levee protection. It's sitting out on an island. And the government has to give me flood insurance. I mean, it's part of the deal. So in exchange for that, they pay a depreciated amount. They don't pay for outbuildings. They don't pay, they don't pay for fences
right.
and other structures. So, I mean, they say, look, we're going to give you this, but we can't necessarily make
coverage
you
is
whole.
limited, but
yeah, your coverage is going to be limited.
But procedurally, they put very onerous requirements in order to get the full extent
Correct.
of your damages. And
Correct.
procedurally, as it stands right now, you have to file a proof of loss for the full extent of your damages within 60 days, unless FEMA extends it, which they may or may not do, or you will not have legal entitlement to additional damages if you find out there's more. For example, if when the claims adjuster comes over and assesses $50,000 of damages, and then it's determined that the true extent of damages
Yeah,
are
you get a
100,000.
contractor out there, they're like, I can't do this for $50,000. Right.
And so what you have to do within this 60-day period is file a proof of loss for the full extent of your damages. Even if the claims adjuster does assess damages, they're going to give you a proof of loss for what the damages they assess.
Right.
But that will not be sufficient if you need a supplement or more.
Right.
So it's incumbent on the insured or the homeowner who's flooded to make sure within 60 days to call a contractor, preferably who has the Xactimate program. If you call our office, we can give you contractors who do that, and have that full extent of damages attached to your proof of loss, and then also have the full extent of your contents loss. You have to send it in to your agent or FEMA within 60 days in order to preserve your right to get full extent of damages. If you don't file that, the government's under no legal requirement to pay you anything more than they paid you that first 60 days. And people don't know that. A lot of people are finding that out from the March flood that didn't file proof of loss, found out they have significantly more damages than they were paid, and they're out of luck because they hadn't filed that proof of loss. I mean, out of mercy, the government may pay you a few extra bucks, but they're under no legal obligation.
And it's
to do
difficult
that.
for us to take it because when you get a lawyer involved, all of a sudden the line's in the sand. So they're going to get a lawyer involved, and that lawyer's going to say, "Where's your proof of loss?
Did you procedurally comply with it?"
Right, and they say, "Oh, we're going to file a summary judgment dismissing your claim."
So it's very, very important. We're just saying, flood policies are different.
Right.
Anything you know about procedurally about filing wind claims, you throw it out the window. It's totally different under flood. Totally different as far as you do the same things as far as documenting, but as far as the time periods, and how you file it, it is totally different. And if you have any questions, you call the office at 504-837-1304, 504-837-1304. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to Debbie's got a question regarding a will. Hey, Debbie, you and all things legal.